everybody, welcome. It's Wendy. Thanks for joining me again at 12 Days of Christmas series. Today we're going to use this really cute Christmas Cutie stamp set to create a fun snow child masking card, is what I'm calling it because I don't know what else to call it. So I'm stamping this really cute little Ralphie type fella here. He reminds me of Randy, Ralphie's little brother from A Christmas Story. And he comes from this set, which is one of my favorite in the catalog. And I've already stamped him on a piece of masking paper from Simon Says Stamp. It's just sticky on one side, and then I put it on my hand to take off a little bit of the stickiness. And I am going to cover up this little snow child so that he doesn't get any of the goodies on him that I'm going to be using. And then with a pair of scissors, I just cut a hill shape for the bottom because I want him to be standing on a little hill of snow. So I'm masking that off as well. And then I'm going to be bringing in my dot masking template that I got from Stampin' Up. It comes with stripes and dots and it's like $3, super cheap. So it's a great investment for your stamps. I'm using painter's tape to hold the mask in place so that it doesn't move all over the place as I sponge. And then I'm going to be using Pool Party ink to create big dots all over the top of this card. So I'm just going in with my Stampin' Sponge and a circular motion and creating those dots. So I'm using pretty light hand on this because I don't want the sponge to smush up my mask and cause the ink to get underneath where I've masked off. So just an FYI, you don't want to push down really hard when you're doing this because it can mess up your mask. So that's a little tip for you. So when we're all done with that, I'm going to go ahead and put my ink away because I'm that person. I can't just leave it sitting out. And when I peel off the mask, I have these really cute dots all over. So I can peel away now the top part, which is my hill, and I'm going to go ahead and mask off the top part of this card now and ink or sponge the hill. So this is the other piece that I cut away from the bottom mask. So I was going to peel it off and stick it down, and then I just decided I could hold it in place just as well and it would be fine. So I'm coming in, sorry about my head in the way, it's really hard to do stuff like this without getting right over the top of it. So I'm coming in with Pool Party first and just inking all across the bottom here to create a fun look, and kind of a snowy scene is what I'm going for, some fun snow down there at the bottom. But then I also wanted it to be a little bit more blue because the Pool Party has a lot of green in it. So I went ahead and grabbed my Marina Mist and I added just a little bit of Marina Mist sponging to the bottom of the hill here to kind of give it a little bit more definition and add some extra color. I wanted to leave kind of a white space under his feet that looked a little bit like it could be glowing because snow is darker kind of around, and then it's got like this little light spot. So that's how this ended up. And then when I peel off the mask from the snow child, I actually had to use my scissors to lift up that masking paper. I have this really cool image and it looks like he's standing right on top of the hill. So I just absolutely love how the masking turned out on this card. It went really well and turned out great. Super fun technique. You always just have to remember that whatever you want in the front is what you need to stamp first and mask off. So whatever you want to show up in the front of your card is what you need to stamp first. So I grabbed my Misty tool because I feel like this is the best tool for getting stuff stamped over and over precision. And I'm stamping a black sentiment down at the bottom of this card. And I'm using the Snow Place stamp set, the little Merry Christmas sentiment. Sorry, that's kind of cut off there. And I sometimes when I stamp in black, it needs to be stamped again. It once isn't enough. And I found with the Misty tool, it's like the best tool for stamping multiple times and getting it exactly in the same spot. There is no missing. It's wonderful. Misty Tool's a little pricey, but it's been wonderful and I love it. And so I use it often when I'm doing projects like this. So I'm inking up my sentiment, Merry Christmas, in Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And I'm just stamping it straight down onto my card piece. So I have my sentiment, and it stamped really nice the first time, so I didn't have to re-ink it and stamp it again. So that was a win and super easy to do. Okay, so now I am going to do a little bit of coloring and color in this cute little guy. So I'm going to speed up the video here because I'm no fantastic Copic marker colorer, and so you probably don't need to hear me yakking through the entire process. I just pick some fun colors and color it and do very minimal shading whatsoever. So I'm testing out colors to the right there. That's what I'm doing, testing out colors to see what I want to start with. Okay, so I'm going to speed up the video real fast, get through the coloring, and then I'll be back with you. Okay, so the next step is to get this mounted on a card base. I cut a card base at 4 1/4 by 8 1/2, so it would have a nice little matted edge around this piece that's 4 by 4. I'm using foam tape going all the way around this little square to pop it up onto the card. When I have a really large surface that I want to raise up, I use foam tape versus Stampin' Dimensionals. I save my Stampin' Dimensionals for smaller stuff that I want to pop up on a card because it works way better. So yeah, I use this foam tape, and I get this foam tape at the local hardware store. It's pretty inexpensive from a hardware store. FYI, if you buy it online, they charge more. So I'm just mounting the front of this panel piece to the front of the card, and the card's almost finished. I really wanted to add some Wink of Stella to the cute little scarf that I colored because I think Wink of Stella is fantastic, and we will be selling that in our Occasions catalog. So that's something I'm really excited about. So I'm just using the clear Wink of Stella pen and going over the scarf. And then one of the other things I wanted to do is make this little fella's boots shiny. And I got out my Crystal Effects to do that, and it was all clogged up because that's how I roll. Don't even ask. So I got it unclogged finally, and I was able to add the Crystal Effects to his boots, which made him just look fabulous. So that is my finished Snow Child card with a masking technique. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you tomorrow for another 12 Days of Christmas video.